I'm here with head baseball coach at the University of Rochester, Reina, and I'm just going to be asking him a few questions about the recruiting process. First question, if I'm a high school baseball player, what should I be doing now to best prepare myself for college baseball?
I think the first thing you look at is your academics, making sure that you qualify for a Division I scholarship setting, Division II scholarship setting. You know, just making sure that you understand the rules and the different things that require you to accept a position at each level. And then I think the second big thing is just making sure that you're getting your name out to coaches in schools that you're looking at, areas you're looking at. So attending a camp where college coaches go to, or even showcase events for baseball, that's what we do a lot of. You know, making sure you attend the appropriate showcase event.
If a player's from like a more remote area or doesn't have the money or means to get to one of those showcases, is there any suggestions you would give?
So I think one of the things is taking some video, you know, with cell phones and video cameras. A lot of that stuff is relatively easy to do. You can do it with a friend of yours, a parent, find a field, and it's, I think each sport looks for different angles, different measuring sticks to kind of give a coach a sample of what they can and cannot do. I think you do that, send that video off to schools that you're interested in, and that starts the conversation with a lot of coaches.
For baseball, what would you be looking for if a player was to send you film?
So we're looking for a 60-yard dash time, and again, it's a shot from the start to the finish, along with someone on the stopwatch and making sure that that we see the time they have, because we can also, based on the video, we can also time it from where we are. I think we're looking for, you know, arm strength. So what position you play. You know, we need to see a number of throws from different angles, you know, and watch you swing the bat, you know, 10, 15 times on film. That again, will get the coach somewhat interested and get the ball rolling to have that follow-up conversation.
What suggestions would you give a player looking to get on your radar?
I think, you know, a transcript, making sure they send me that. We get inundated with emails a lot, and it gets really heavy come April, June, July, so that for us, we're going through the transcripts and making sure they qualify. They meet what our standard is, the profile that we build, that they meet that, and then it's taking some video and sending that off to me, because then that, based on the video and what it shows, I will then make some phone calls to his high school coach, his travel coach, or somebody that I know from that area, and ask for, you know, their opinion on them.
What would you tell a player who might be frustrated that he's not getting the level of looks he thinks he should be?
I would ask him to kind of take a step back and reevaluate how he's, you know, advertising himself. You know, is he really, you know, because if you're an average high school baseball player and you're writing some of the top Division I schools in the country, well, you're not going to, you know, be getting that attention that you need. So I think you need to reevaluate how you're advertising yourself, the level you're doing it, and just how frequently you're staying in touch with that college coach or program.
When you're recruiting a player, do you look through his social media accounts, and if so, does that play a role in your decision?
We do. I think that's one of the final stages in us vetting a player and if he's a right fit for us. You know, that does impact, you know, a final decision on an individual. You know, if we find things that are disturbing, you know, we'll follow up with some of the guys here on campus that have met him, that they've stayed with, and just, hey, did you see any of this? Did he talk about any of this stuff? You know, and then you can even call the high school coach and say, hey, we found some, you know, we went back a little bit, saw some things that were a little disturbing. Is that really a true picture of this individual, or is it something he kind of did back in the day and has grown up and moved on from? So it is part of the vetting process.
In what manner would you want to see an athlete reach out to you?
I think phone calls. I think emails. If we're at an event and they see us, absolutely come up, engage in a conversation with us. I like to meet the families. I like to meet, as many people that are affiliated with that individual as possible, because I believe you not only recruit the player, but you also recruit the family. So I think those pieces are pretty important.
All right, last question. What is the craziest story you have involving parents of a player you were recruiting?
I think I would say it's, 5 years ago this story would have been bizarre, but now it seems to be the norm, which is a little disturbing. But, we're at an event at a game and dad is yelling at son. Then the dad is yelling at umpire, and then the dad starts to yell at son's teammates when dad knows that there are several coaches at that game watching him from levels Division I to junior college, and this is how he kind of behaved. And I happen to be sitting in the middle of the group, and this kid's a big time prospect, and immediately every school just crossed that young man out. I happened to be sitting next to a New York Mets scout that was considering drafting this individual, and he immediately just blacklined him. So I think the behavior of adults, unfortunately, does figure into a decision if a coach or even a professional team wants any interest in that individual.